Denise Karkos, CMO of TD Ameritrade. Thanks for joining me.
Sure, thanks for having me.
So tell me what's been going on. I know that you actually have been at the company for about 5 years, is that correct?
That's right.
But you've only been in your CMO role for?
About a year and a half.
Great. Okay, so talk a little bit about what's been happening in the last year. I know you got a new agency, for example, and made some new creative.
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. We're calling it kind of our first year into a 3 to 5 year journey as a team, and we started with hiring a new agency to really support the vision and the strategy that we're going forward with. And really, that's all about starting kind of from the center of digital. 90% of our transactions happen online, so to not have a digital first mindset is, it's pretty behind the times. So we have Havas as our new AOR for creative, and they're doing a great job in year one, and really just putting out a body of work in this first year that speaks to the consumer based on all the research and insights that we know, and testing and learning our way to see kind of how are we going to fit this into the next 2-3 years and kind of iterate from there.
Yeah. So you say so agency-wise, you moved from Goodby to Havas, and taking this sort of digital first mindset. What is it about specifically your target customer that made that so necessary?
Yeah, we are for the self-directed online investor. I mean, really, people come to our brand because they know that they can come and leverage the technology and all the innovation that we're doing in the online medium, and that's really why people would come to our brand. It's not to say that we don't have, a good branch network and investment consultants who can help along the path, but that's more of an add-on service for when you come to our brand, that that there's someone behind you to help you should you need it, to kind of guide you along your way.
Yeah. So is the company as a business putting way more investment in the digital sort of interaction points as opposed to the retail location?
If you look at kind of our trends in media spend over the last few years, we've been going more and more to digital. About 65% of our dollars in advertising are spent in the digital realm, and it's because you really can see the performance. It's almost intoxicating. You see the numbers, and it's hard not to keep investing in that medium. It's not to say that the other ones don't play a very important role. And then in terms of the branches, we have about 105 branches, and we want to make sure that we're giving a lot of air cover to those sales folks so that they know what the brand stands for. And I think advertising does a lot of that heavy lifting for them.
Okay, so let's talk about that.
Sure.
So, my question was going to be, well, then where does brand advertising come into the mix if digital has sort of become such a priority?
Yeah, it's actually, having grown up in digital, I started in like 97 at Hill Holiday, and it was always very much a DR tactic, and it's taken me a long time to kind of get over that stigma that it actually can do more than just be a DR tactic, that it can help your brand.
Right.
We're finding that online video is a huge asset for us in really communicating with the customer what the value prop is about. Not to say that we don't have the banners and the buttons that do a lot of heavy lifting for us, but we are expanding our brand into social, into online video, and those are much more communicative mediums in which we can really create a relationship. So our brand voice is coming out loud and clear in some of those mediums in digital.
Right. And you have TV spots as well that are out from Havas. They're fairly recent. Talk a little bit about those.
Sure. When we look at the category, we see that our competitors are really talking about some of the negative sides of investing, which is, are you going to have enough when you retire? And we know from research that customers become somewhat inert when you hear those messages. So we saw an opportunity for us to really take a more optimistic approach, and television is really the way that comes to life.
Yeah.
So our whole campaign, the spots that are out there now, talk about the fact that you got this.
For all the confidence you need, TD Ameritrade, you got this.
We celebrate the consumer who is self-directed in nature. They just need a little bit of encouragement and positivity. Yeah. So we like to see ourselves as the optimistic brand rather than the threatening, daunting one, because we know these guys, they got it.